Hope you are doing well. Today, horror incident about unseen entity or demon. The familiar chime of the door played as I entered the first 7-Elevens I could find. It was 2:30 a.m. and I was stuck in the middle of Vermont. I wasn't even supposed to be in this state, but traffic in New Hampshire meant I had to take an extra long detour to get to Maine. Could I just get 20 on pump 2? I asked the cashier. I'm so sorry, sir, but we can't serve gas this late at night. Some weird law here in Vermont. Really, man? I got like 3 miles in the tank. Come and help me out here, I responded. Sorry, sir, I can't. There is a motel of sorts a mile and a half down from here. Can you make it? They have pre-filled gas canisters out front. Can't buy 'em at this hour, but they'll sort you out in the morning, the cashier explained. Shit, it'll do, I guess. Appreciate it, man, I say. No worries. Safe travels. I step outside and walk over to my car, not paying attention to my surroundings. I look up to unlock the doors, but my car is gone. I ran back inside frantically, hoping the gas station would have CCTV. Where's my car? I mean, it was just there. What the fuck, man? Where's my car? I asked desperately and anxiously with a raised tone. My plea and questioning was met by silence. Suddenly an unnatural voice. Like it was some sort of text-to-speech app. Broke the tension in the room, like a rock breaking through the surface of a lake. I'm sorry, sir. I cannot help you at this hour, the cashier said. What the fuck, I yelled. I stood hopelessly staring at the cashier who was normal a minute ago, but now felt like a programmed puppet. Then, the last thing I could have possibly expected happened. The cashier pulled out some old revolving magnum and placed a bullet through the roof of his mouth. His body dropped lifeless on the floor behind the counter, as if it was nothing but a can falling off its shelf. The words were flying from my brain, but not reaching my mouth. I couldn't move. Finally, I found the word I was looking for. Fuck, I almost passed out from shock. Never in my life had. I seen the death of another soul in person. It shook me both mentally and physically. My legs could barely take my weight as I scrambled myself to the nearest payphone, because my mobile was in my now vanished car. 911, what's your emergency? The dispatcher asked. My fucking car was stolen, and then the cashier at this creepy-ass 7-Elevens just shot and killed himself. And what's the address, Mr. Coleman? The dispatcher asked. I don't know. Road fucking 30 or something. You're the police, can't you try? Wait, how the fuck do you know my name? I'm sorry, Mr. Coleman. I can no longer assist you at this hour, the dispatcher said in that same creepy and robotic voice. The line went quiet for a couple seconds before a loud gunshot. Then more silence. I dropped to my knees, the phone hung from its cord next to me. I broke down in tears, thinking I was either going insane or some epidemic of mass suicide and insanity and washed over everyone. I ran back inside the 7-Elevens and over to the cashier's body. I rummaged through his pockets until I found his keys. I ran back outside, however, I couldn't see the car. As a last-ditch effort, I held down the lock button until the alarm on the vehicle went off. The alarm sounded. It was faint and distant and was coming from the grassy stretch of land leading up to the tree line behind the 7-Elevens. Oh, fuck this shit, man, I angrily said to myself. I slowly made my way to the car. Well, I say car, it was a beaten up Ford pickup from what it looked like. I unlocked the doors. The click of the keys catching the lock was sharp and loud, making me jump. What felt like swimming pools worth of adrenaline coursing through my veins gave me just enough awareness to notice the figure standing by the tree line. "Hello, are you good?" I called out, shakily and scared. There was no response. I turned back to the truck. My mind was racing. My heart felt like it was about to shatter through my rib cage. I opened the door to the truck. I stepped in. I sat down and adjusted the seat. I looked to my right. Sitting in the passenger seat was the same figure I had just seen. It was a man in what looked like his 70s or 80s. He just stared at me. "You scared the fucking shit out of me," I cried angrily, jumping round in my seat. My body instantly assessed the situation. My brain screamed, saying this man was a threat. Before I could ask him to leave, the man looked at me. His face went from neutral to a sudden sad expression. A single tear rolled down his cheek before he said something. "Nobody helps at this time of day. Why?" the man asked in a quiet voice like he was at the funeral of one of his children. Then he reached down into the glove box of the truck, pulling out a pistol. He shot himself right through the roof of his mouth, just like the cashier. At this point, I was almost numb to the chaos and death. As his body slouched, a mobile phone dropped into the footwell. I picked it up. What I saw made my stomach drop into the soles of my feet. A presidential alert. I read it out loud. "Warning to the people of America. The water sources that you drink from have been poisoned with a psychoactive chemical, causing immense pain and hallucinations. If you find somebody with the poison in their system, do not help them. We do not know how it spreads, so I repeat, do not help anyone at this hour. This is an act of war." It clicked. Suddenly it made sense. My truck was stolen, probably by one of the poison due to hallucinations making them panic. The cashier had a bottle of water on his desk. That dispatch officer must have drank the water too. "This is all because of the fucking water," I said out loud to myself. I couldn't help but think that it must have been some pro-Russian psychos. It would make sense as to why they would target the USA, as it was us that disbanded Russia after the Ukraine war. But why the water? Why the innocent civilians? I had too many questions to answer. I googled safe no poisoned areas near me. It felt wrong even thinking about searching that up. But there I was, searching it. It came back with a couple hits. One in Newport, a city a few hundred miles away, and one just off Albany, 49 miles away. I set the directions for Albany and drove, literally like my life depended on it. It's my advice, if you ever visit, remember to be careful around the river and the forest. For the spirits that are hungry for fear, always inquire about the house before move in. Keep yourself and others safe from any type of scary activity. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.